Good morning, Global Truth Center. Are y'all ready to party? Yes? Okay, here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. Get up now. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Oh, everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. Get up now. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. John to Patty. Joyful sound, here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound, here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. Oh, it's already been a very full day, yes? But everybody's feeling good? Are you feeling like you're back? Yeah. That's what Stan is. Are you taking bigger, deeper, fuller breaths now? No? You can. God, let's all do one. Is there anybody who's here for the very first time today? Please stand if you're here for the first time. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. So, nope, stay standing. Tell me your name. Maureen. Stay standing, Maureen. Maureen, Michelle. Brandon. Okay, you got to stay standing, Brandon. This is a test. Maureen, Michelle, Brandon. Okay, so I'm going to say something. I just want you to hear what they say, and then I'll ask you what they said. So we come together every Sunday as a spiritual community to do one thing and one thing only. What is that? Maureen, what did you hear? We never can. What did you hear, Michelle? Oh. Eric, what did you yell it into her? Right? Yeah, of course. What did you hear, Brandon? What she said? Well, that's what we teach. That right where I am, God is. How does that sound? And you know what? Also, you get to define God any way you define God.
You know, we're not the Santa Claus God in the sky unless that's your God. And then that gets to be your God. Whatever version of God you decide, it's right where you are because it's right there at the center of your consciousness. So we have a gift for you. So if you go to the bookstore, we don't have a bookstore. But if you go to, we used to have a bookstore, but if you go to the desk out there, if you give them your email so that I can write you and thank you for coming, we'll send you a 7-day journaling workbook where you just get to write stuff down and see how your mind's working. Does that sound good? Okay, thank you for being here with us. So we celebrate every week our vision statement, which is, who said it that way? That was good. Forgive everything. To love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. And, you know, the world we are living in right now, while you can look at this world and see a lot wrong with it and feel compassion and love for what's going on in the world, but I think if we're willing to step back far enough, we can see an overwhelming theme of love pouring out, saying we will not accept anything but love only. And we can put our attention and our focus on the atrocities of the world, or we could put our focus on those that are no longer willing to stand for the atrocities of the world. And I know that's who we are. Yes? And that's why last week alone, we raised between Palm Desert and here, I think close to $4,000 to send to the food, what's the name of that group again? World Central Kitchen. To send to World Central Kitchen to make sure that all of that money goes to feeding people that need it right now. So I'm very, very proud of the work we're doing. Yes, thank you, Karen. And Karen's going to come up and show you the original painting at the end of the service. So I invite you to take a deep breath. One of the things I've been Adam, come on to this side. And you can share it right with me. Share center stage. You're good at that. So one of the things I've been very clear about lately is that many of us have a lot of edges. Do you ever feel your edges, your prickly edges showing up? And this song reminds me that life continually shapes those edges into something beautiful, a beautiful piece of art called you, your life. So just take a deep breath and just let yourself go wherever this takes you. Rolling river God, little stones so smooth, but only once the water rushes through. And so I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile the water's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice
that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Sometimes raging wild, and sometimes swollen high, but never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I long to stay and feel those sharpest edges wash away. And when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. And when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. Rolling river god, little stones are so smooth, but only once the water rushes through. Take a deep breath. Let it out.
Sometimes it's very hard to sing that song because as I sing it, I want to cry, and I'm not Patti LuPone, who can sing and cry simultaneously, apparently. Joselito, would you like to come up and join me? Please welcome Dr. Joselito de la Audiencia. I said to Joselito today, I said, did you just come off the cover of Abbey Road?
Oh, thank you.
I know, it looks amazing. You
Actually-
have like morphed into this like, I was going to say hot. Well,
You could say that.
you've
You could
always
say
been
that,
hot.
yes.
But this hip, like cool dude.
Yeah, thank you. You know, with the hair and
I know, the hair, the
Yeah.
glasses, the coat,
Yes.
the sexy husband,
Yes.
fiance.
Fiance,
Yes.
yes, almost. Husband.
Almost.
Yes.
So, what's our theme this month?
Our theme for this month is release.
And how much releasing's been happening in your life?
Quite a bit. And so, talking about the prickly edges, yes, so we've been experiencing a lot of prickly edges, and you know a little bit of the story that I'll share. So, about a couple months ago, Richard and I actually got displaced from where we live. And the backstory is, so we live in a high-rise in downtown Los Angeles, and on a Monday morning at 8:20 a.m., an electrician was working on the bottom floor and accidentally cut through a wire that just shut off the entire power for the building, caused an explosion and a fire, and so we live on the 26th floor. And so we, you know,
no elevators.
and no elevators, and we went out and there were no lights, the backup lights were gone. So we were among 700 people going down these stairs from 26 floors with our flashlights, with our phone lights, just trying to make it down. And we made it out. The fire engines came, and and so we grabbed. It's interesting to be in those moments because what would you grab, right? I grabbed my laptop and said,
Yes.
let me just do some work, while we're out. But I went across the street and we did some work, and then we were told, okay, you'll probably come back in a day, so we'll put you up in a hotel across the street. So we were able to go back up, no elevators, walking up 26 floors. And then we just said, we don't know how long we're gonna be gone, so I got the biggest luggage I could, and then filled it with whatever I could fit in there, and then just walked down, just sweating and everyone at the time was wearing masks too.
Oh.
So we ended up staying across the street. Then later it turned into from 1 day to 2 days. And then after 2 days, they said, well, we might need you to stay out for another 3 days. And then 3 days became a week. And then all during this time, and I told you this, we moved 5 times, right? So 5 times because it was around the time of the Super Bowl, and so we were being placed in hotels, and hotels were full, so they had to kick us out. And
Oh my gosh.
and so there was a moment, so this is where it relates to release. So there was a moment where we were driving, Richard was driving, and I was sitting in the car, and I was checking my email, and the email said, it looks like you'll be out another month. And my heart just dropped. And I'm a pretty positive person.
Totally.
Yes,
And calm.
and calm, and yet in that moment, I just felt like I stepped into a hole. And it's like I not only felt like frazzled and dejected, but then the word powerless came. And I felt powerless in this situation because I thought there's nothing that we could do. And then it's like that uninvited guest that you come into your home. So once Powerless came in, it invited all of its friends to come in. Okay, you're not worthy, and they're not gonna get anything done because it had been this period of changing plans, remaking plans, and so at some point, my vision, I won't forget this because Richard was driving, it was a sunny day, but my vision started, it was as if in those movies where things start to, it's a black and becomes a tiny circle.
Yeah.
So that was what was happening. I just started to focus on this point. Everything was becoming black. And then I felt this knot in my stomach. And I said, okay. So you know what got me out of this? It was actually the knot in my stomach.
Oh.
Because it was the knot once I felt this knot in my stomach, I said, wait a minute, this doesn't belong here. And I said out loud, Richard was driving, so I don't think he heard me, but I said to myself, okay, this isn't working for me. Something has got to shift. And it was in that moment that I said, what can I think about this situation that will get me out of this and get this knot out of my body? So I just sat there and I thought, well, what if I looked at this as a staycation, right? And I thought, okay. And so, we're gonna be staying in a hotel and just a nice little break from our day-to-day life. And then I thought, wait a minute, that didn't feel right either because it felt like a staycation was like duality, like it's a break from everyday living. And I thought, this is not a break from everyday living, this is life itself. And so this was in February, so our theme for February was adventure. And so that was what got me, and I said, oh, this actually is an adventure. And so once I started to think about this whole experience as an adventure, because it wasn't something to put away and then come back to, it was, wait a minute, this is life itself unfolding, and I get to participate in it. And so either I get to choose to have the blinders on, or I could choose to expand and say, what's possible here? And so I chose, okay, this is an adventure. And I actually prayed for this. At the beginning of the year, I have words that I put down for the year, like vitality and vibrancy, and adventure was one of those. And so I said, oh, I prayed for this, and here it is.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yes. And so there was just this letting go then. It was that release then that allowed me to, sometimes we talk about getting our bloated nothingness out of the way. And so that knot was the bloated nothingness that was there. And I got it out of the way, and then just the divine circuit started to flow.
That is such a great story for
Yeah,
that.
thank you.
Oh my God, yes. Question.
Yes.
Are you back in your apartment?
No, we're not.
Still not?
We're still
Wait,
not.
I'm sorry. Have you
We're still
thought to pack this?
Yes.
This was a must-have.
Well, so there were only...
It would be for me, by the way.
There were only like a few things because we only have like 15 minutes every time we come back to our place, because you just have to grab and go. So I said, okay, I need a jacket. Let me find the nicest jacket that I could find. And then, yeah, all of these clothes were the clothes that I just picked just to say, if I'm ever needing to be out there somewhere, this is what I'm going to need. So
do they have a timeline now for you?
So the timeline is end of April or potentially August. So
You know what? Why am I reacting like, oh my God, it's an adventure?
it is an adventure.
Is that good with you? Richard's body language looks like I am not having any of this. Okay. That's a great story.
Yeah,
and you know
thank
what?
you.
That's the best way to show how this teaching works.
Yeah.
Because you peeled back everything you needed to peel back. You got to the knot and said, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how powerful you
Well,
are.
and it is that prickly edge. It is
Yeah.
that stone, because, we still get the emails promising
Have you used any expletives?
a few, yes.
just checking.
Yes.
So show us our affirmations perfect for you then.
Yes. So our affirmation for this month is, I release my greatest self into being. So let's go ahead and say that twice, okay? I release my greatest self into being. And one more time with gusto. I release my greatest self into being.
Let's give it up for Dr. Joselito.
Thank you.
I did know that happened, but boy, that was really filling in a lot of the holes. I just thought you were displaced a couple days. I didn't realize you're still. Well, good for both of you to know what it really is and to be moving through it. Yes, clearly moving through it. Yes. Okay, so can you turn this down a little bit? I feel, not that I don't like the sound of my own voice, but so Stan Galperson, our vice president of the board in this church, and basically one of the most important people at this center who kept it going when it was struggling, kept it going when I came, and has been a rock to depend upon for whatever we need. He's carrying 30 chairs to my house just to make sure that people have places to sit, all by himself walking. No. But this is a part of him I didn't know when I first came here. And he is an amazing singer-songwriter. And he always says yes when we have a theme and I ask him for a song. So today you get to hear the very first public performance of a new song by Stan Galperson.
Well, I guess I better be good. So when James told me the theme for the month, what can you do with release but let it go, And this is a song about how we all from time to time get caught up in the condition, and at the end of the day, what's the answer? Let it go. Okay. All right, here you go. Am I coming through? Why would I recreate that which has come before? And people, places, and things that left me wanting more. And time again, I'm in that old familiar place. about the past and things I don't want to face. Just let it go, like a ship on the ocean. Let it go, on the wings of a dove. Whatever it is, you don't need not devotion. Whatever it is, I release with love. Why would I still believe things that aren't true? Like thoughts I have about myself that circle into view. But here I go again, singing that same old song. It's easy to do when you've been doing it for so long, right? What do you gotta do? Just let it go, like a ship on the ocean. Let it go, on the wings of a dove. Whatever it is, don't need my devotion. Whatever it is, I release with love. And when namaste and walk away are the only things left to do, the highest, the best, and all good things are all I want for you. Now it's time to say goodbye and be along on our way. The past is past, the now is now, tomorrow's another day. Just let it go, like a ship on the ocean. Let it go, on the wings of a dove. Whatever it is, don't need my devotion. Whatever it is, I release with love. Just let it go, like a ship on the ocean. Let it go, on the wings of a dove. Whatever it is, don't need my devotion. Whatever it is, I release with love. Whatever it is, I release with love. Whatever it is, oh, I release with love. Thank you so much.
Whatever it is, I release with love. How you feel, Stan? Oh, that was so good. I love what your body does, but it's like you're. So the first line of Stan's song was, "Why would I recreate that which has come before?" Right? Isn't that a great concept? How many of you are still recreating lives out of old models? Apparently just Andrea and Eric. But that's because they're advanced. So we all are. We still recreate out of old paradigms, old models. In fact, as I said last week, it's hard for us to really be objective about anything because we're so subject to our beliefs and our relationships to those beliefs. So really, it's kind of hard to get to that place where you are objectively viewing everything without any baggage, any luggage even, right? So Why would I recreate that which has come before? Because that's what the mind does. Left alone. Which is why Ernest Holmes says trained thought is far more powerful than untrained thought. Because untrained thought will just regurgitate whatever you've brought from before. Trained thought gives your mind an opportunity to always stay open to something new, something different. So what Stan's talking about to me is the way many of us can be in a rut and not even know it. Our minds can be in a rut. Same thinking, same beliefs, same relationship to things. And we can suddenly be in this rut and not even be aware of it. We think we're living and thinking and making choices, but we're making choices based on past beliefs. We're living based on things we thought we liked. We're aiming at things because we had desires back then. And yet there's this amazing moment, this amazing, electric, infinite, expansive moment to start all over again. Do you ever hear yourself say to anybody, "Oh, I've always been like this"? Remember saying that? "I've always been like this." Don't point to your husband and do that, or your fiance. Yes, you're just like that. It's so easy to see it in others, isn't it? So, how about this? "That's just the way I am." How many have ever said, "That's just the way I am"? Come on, you all have said it at some point. "That's just the way I am." Well, really? Who made you that way? It's just the way you are. Did you come out of the womb annoying? Or "That's how I was raised." How many of you have said, "That's how I was raised"? Right? Andrea, you're hitting all these boxes. "That's how I was raised," as if it's their fault. It's my mother's, my father's fault, my grandparents' fault. All of them that raised me, them that done raise me, turned me into this, right? And this one, which I really love, "It is what it is." Have you ever heard yourself say that? It is what it is. Is it? I mean, yes, it is what it is, but what are you going to do about it? Just let it be what it is? It is what it is. Nothing I can do. It's like Joselito folks talked about. "Oh, well, I'm powerless over this." He's not powerless over what happened. He's powerless over the facts, but I don't care about that. That's not very important. The relative facts aren't as important as what my relationship to them is. That I can do anything about and everything about. I can turn from a catastrophe to a staycation or to an adventure or to whatever comes through you. But nothing's going to come through you if you're in a rut, if you're in this rut. So, science of mind, the philosophy of science of mind that I love so much, when we say it is what it is, no. In the science of mind philosophy, it isn't just what it is. You have the power, and you have the power to take action to turn it around anytime you choose. Whatever it is you're looking at, it is not what it is. It's what you make it. That's how it works. So nothing's what it is. It's the way you decide to relate to it. And everyone in this room could have the exact same physical relative experience, and it would be uniquely different to each and every one of you. Why? Because it's not what it is. It's what you make it. And that's what we have to look at these days. The science of mind philosophy, what I love so much, when I first walked into a science of mind church and heard David Walker say, there's a power for good in the universe and you can use it, and that what you are using your mind to do creates your future, I was hooked instantly. And I was a really good Catholic boy growing up. I mean, I was going to be a Franciscan priest. From the time I was like 4, I remember I was going to be a Franciscan priest. I didn't know that they couldn't have sex, but once I found that out, it was over. Or shouldn't. But I had religion ingrained in me, but not really religion, spirituality, as I've come to understand. There was something in me that always knew that there was something even more than me. And for a while, it was the God in the sky, of course. And then for a while, it was energy, and then for a while I chanted and I followed the teachings of Buddhism, and then Marianne Williams got her hooks in me, and I was involved in the Interfaith Church in New York, and then Unity, Eric Butterworth, which was amazing, and then David Walker. And when I heard that, everything else went blank because I got it. I really understood it. Because what that philosophy was telling me is that I have the capacity and the ability to act in certain ways that will change my life. The action. That's our theme this year, lest you forget. Our theme is action this year. This philosophy asks you to take action in your life, to not just let it be what it is, to use your mind, to recreate, reimagine, understand, and then allow your life to go in whatever direction you choose to go it in, no matter what. Principle is not bound by precedence, as we have learned. So, John Livesey has a new book out called The Sail is in the Tail, and I listened to it over the last week, and it's really remarkable. But in there it asks you John asks in the book, he says, when someone says, what do you do? What do you tell them? And, he was talking about people's struggles in telling people what and in the book, it's this guy that sells medical equipment. It's like, I sell medical equipment, which is really boring to say to somebody. And so I was listening, and it was like, what do you do? And if I were to say I'm a minister, I guarantee you every time I say I'm a minister, people immediately treat me differently. They're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry I said that word a minute ago. I'm like, it's not that church. But I had to do some work. And I was like, okay, so what do I want to say really when someone says, what do you do? And I've decided my answer now is, I help people remember who they are. And that's it. That's really my entire job. And primarily, I help myself remember who I am as much as possible. So now I'm ready. Ask me anytime what I do. I won't even have to go, well, I used to be an actor, but then I was and then now I'm a minister. And people are like, wow, good. And what do you do? No, I help people remember who they are. So what I understand about myself and about so many people is that we are in ruts. We don't remember who we are. We think we're this, we think we're that, we think we're a minister or a doctor or a lawyer or a songwriter or a rehab facilitator or whatever it is we have decided to do with who we are. And so the title of my talk today is Rut. But I want you to notice the one shirt on that thing there, which could take me out of a rut and into a drag show, apparently. So the title of my talk is Rut, but it stands for this: release, unleash, trust. Release, unleash, trust. And when I realized that Stan's song was about kind of being in a rut and trying to get out of the rut, I had to ask myself, well, what does that mean? Well, it means that there's something in me that is not willing to be adventurous. Something in me that is locked. Something in me that's made a decision to just wear white t-shirts all the time and not vary out of my very safe zone and unleash something. Release my images of myself, unleash the truth inside of me, and then trust that I am always on the right path, no matter where I am, no matter what I'm doing, no matter who I'm with. So the first one, let's just look at release for a moment. If you would pull up this quote, I did a quote by Thich Nhat Hanh today as well. So Thich Nhat Hanh said, we have to continue to learn. We have to be open. And we have to be ready to release our knowledge in order to come to a higher understanding of reality. So in terms of release, one of the things we really have to release is what we think we know. Do you know that every time you say, yeah, I know that, you've just shut the door? Because there's more to know. With everything you know, there is more to know. So we can never actually, those of us that walk around thinking we already know, I heard somebody say to me, they asked a question about the class I was teaching. They went, I've already taken Science of Mind 100, 200. I already know all that. I was like, that's so funny, because I'm still teaching those, and I find them brand new every time. So as soon as you say, I know that, You have just shut the door. We have got to release, as he says, we have to be ready to release our knowledge. I had a thing happen in my advanced consciousness class. It was very interesting. One of the students was challenging me on one of the tenets of religious science, which is that anything that shows up in your life, you must be equal to. It must be somewhere in your consciousness because you attracted whatever that is. Now, that's hard to talk about when people attract some really horrible things. When I attracted stage 4 cancer, people were mad at me because I was like, some of my students were like, do not tell us that you attracted this. I was like, well, if I didn't, then I'm a victim. And I don't believe in victims. I believe that on some level, now, you can't look at this and do this across the board for everybody because it's hard to understand unless you get so far back you can understand it, which none of us can. But I will tell you this concept of releasing, letting go. This student said to me, I believe that you can run into things by accident and not have anything to do with them. And I was very adamant. I said, well, that's not what we teach. And I moved on. But he wrote me an email after, and he went, I just want to remind you that you are my teacher, and I so respect you. And I just want to remind you that this class is about question everything. And I didn't see anything in the small print that said, don't question science of mind. And I've left him out of the class now. He's fired. No, not at all. No, not at all. That was a great learning moment for me, and I wrote him back and apologized and said, you're absolutely right. And then I spent the entire week not knowing that, asking myself, well, maybe, is it possible? Is it true? What I believe, is it true? Or is it possible that we can accidentally bump into things that we are not really responsible for creating in our lives? I spent a lot of time with this, and I've opened my mind, and I've listened to it. For me, I still side with Ernest Holmes, and I still side with quantum physics that says in order for a particle to interact, it must attract that particle. And when we break it down to the basic tenets, that's what we teach. Your conscious mind. But we don't teach that to blame you for creating things in your life. We teach that because we understand that's how it works as far as we know right now, and I'm leaving my mind open for other understandings as we grow. But that's what we understand now, and if I understand that right now, I'm going to take care of my mind. I'm going to make sure that what shows up in my life, I want to be equal to. And that's about keeping your mind clear, keeping your mind clean. So we have to be ready to, nope, not yet. We have to be ready to release our knowledge. That's hard for a lot of people. It's hard to walk into any situation and say, I know nothing. Now, what can I know here? But that's what I believe is my greatest gift. I can, apparently I was a little off that night, but I can, for the most part, say, I know nothing here. I'm okay with not knowing. I'm teaching a class right now in quantum physics, quantum metaphysics, I call it, and I don't understand half of what I'm reading. I don't understand the formulas. I can't break down the particles. I can't tell you what the scientific explanation is, but I can tell you how it's relating to me, how I'm understanding it, where it seems to match what science of mind is saying, and where it deviates, and I like the deviation. I'm okay with that. I'm okay that some of the people in some of these classes actually have more knowledge of science than I even might, and they seem to be okay with it too. So I invite you in this first understanding today of release to let go of everything you think you know. Because the minute you do that, you're going to find other ways of expressing yourself that maybe no one's expressed before. I remember when I was writing my first musical, and I was writing the opening song to the show called Things We've Collected, and Stephen Schwartz, who knows exactly what he's doing, writing musicals, he came and sat to my house, sat down. I played him the opening song, and he went, he was like, that's weird. I said, you're not supposed to be able to put those notes together that way. He said, play that again, and I played it again. He goes, he said, it sounds great. He said, but it's so weird. I was like, what does this mean? Should I can it? Or he said, no, go with it. Because I didn't know. I didn't know how to write. I just played the piano and moved my fingers around and sang. That, to me, is allowing something in you to release your ideas of what it should be and find your unique voice. So now let's go to the second one, Unleash, from Glenda Jackson on actors. She says, you'll love this, Bonnie, our job is to unleash the play. It's not just about your character. It's not just about your character or interaction with the other characters. There's an energy in all good plays which you have to find. And that is part and parcel of ensuring that the audience gets what it's about. I thought I'd do that today since we're all going to see, most of us are going to see Holland Taylor tonight. So there is something inside of you that wants to unleash the most magnificent life for you. It's already written. It's already decided. It's already produced. They've already done all their funding. They've got the money. It's all done. It's ready to be open the doors to the public. And you as the actor, as she says here, it's not just about everything that you've made up for yourself till now. So this unleash idea is for you to unleash that thing in you that maybe you don't even know yet. Maybe you haven't even met you yet. Because we're so busy being what we have made ourselves to be. And yet, I'm telling you, there is something inside of you in this month of release that is ready to just burst open, Corrine. Don't even know what it is, right? But are you willing at least to know it's there? Because that's the start. Because if you're willing to know that there is something inside of you and it's this quantum field of pure energy and creativity that is just bursting to turn you and your life into that which the audience gets to experience, the whole world gets to experience you when you're willing to unleash from the depths of your being, not from some idea or some concept that you may have had about yourself. I've been going through a lot of deep, mindful thoughts about all the things. I had a wonderful conversation with my son this week about who I thought I was going to be at this point in my life. And he was so sweet. We were talking about how my career leapt into being right in my early 20s. And then I just kept going. And I had disappointments and things I wished had changed. And my son, as I was explaining one episode that I said, you know, that would have been cool if I had gotten that part instead of Kevin Bacon. I said, that would have been cool. And he went, you know what, though, Dad? I probably wouldn't be your son. I said, well, he said, no, really, that would have been a whole different life. He said, I'm here talking to you because your life is exactly what it is. It went where it went, and here we are. He's taking over the church next week, I think. And I said, yeah, no, I do get that. I do get that. But do I get that? Do we really get it? That just because everything has brought you to this moment, that you don't have the right to unleash something completely different. And I told him that. He said, no, I always love to imagine what you're going to do next. I said, yeah, me too. I'm really excited to see what wants to be unleashed. But it can't be something that I think in my mind. It can't be critical thinking that brings it into action. It has to be something like a tidal wave that just moves through me and it's like, oh, I guess this is what I'm doing next. That's what we have to look forward to if we're willing to, which brings me, of course, to the last of my rut, trust. And this is Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. As soon as you trust yourself, you will know how to live. And the important part of this quote is this: remember who you are. As soon as you trust that you are something other than this human form, doing a job, eating, drinking, sleeping, as soon as you trust that you are more than that, as soon as you know yourself as the universal presence, now you'll know how to live from that place. Now you will be willing to release all the stuff you thought you knew. Now you will be willing to unleash everything that you are. It's funny, I had to clean Kevin's office yesterday because he was rehearsing, and many of you were coming, and I couldn't let you see his office like that. So I told him I'd clean it, and he had these reviews, all these piles of reviews, and I picked them up, and I was moving them across the room, and I saw that it was a review of Jesus Christ Superstar. And it was one of the reviews. Obviously, I was playing Jesus. And I thought, oh, what did this critic say? Now, mind you, this is 33 years ago. And the critic said, James Mellon, while having an amazing singing voice, seems to lack the charisma to play Jesus. I was like, what? I don't remember that review. And then I was like, James, it was 33 years ago. Are you going to get pissed off at a review from 33 years ago? And maybe you didn't have the charisma at that moment because the director directed it badly. So, I don't know. And then I'm like, wait a minute. And then I look across and it's like red-lined and yellowed out. Kevin Bailey is brilliant as Pontius Pilate. I was like, really? I think you should not have kept that review because of what he said about me. But it just showed me, I was like, oh my God, I can still get so caught up in who I was and who I wasn't, and what did work out and what didn't work out, and why did this succeed and why did this fail? It's like, exhausting. Anybody? It just gets exhausting. Because I stand here right now filled with charisma, ready to just unleash this onto whoever wants it, and I'm happy to be where I am. So, yes, I now get to remember that I am here to help people remember who they are while remembering who I am. And, you know, life is really amazing. It truly is amazing. I can change my mood just by looking into the past at something that will change my mood. I can also change my mood just by looking into the future and wondering, am I going to be able to do that? Or I can stand right where I am, knowing that all of this happened, knowing that all of this will happen, knowing that I am willing to release anything in me that no longer serves me, knowing that I am an open vessel, rolling river God, willing to let whatever wants to be unleashed as me unleash itself, and that I can trust that no matter what happens, I will always be unfolding perfectly. When I went to write the closing to my talk today, I realized that I wished trust was first. Because I thought, really, I should trust myself. Trust first, then release, then unleash. It made sense. So I put it in the front, and it's spelled true, T-R-U. And I was like, if only there was an E I could add to that. True. But you know what? Here's the interesting thing. True, T-R-U, in Latin, means amen. It also means so be it, which means it also must mean and so it is. So trust, release, unleash, amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's all take a deep breath. I invite you to take out your contribution, your giving. CPR is going to start on April 1st, and I recognize the challenges that people are having financially, certainly at the gas tanks and many other places. And I just want to tell you that prosperity is about consciousness. Prosperity and the way you use your mind is way more important than what's happening in the world. So I invite you to take CPR this time. It's 30 days, 15 minutes every morning, so that we can all get back on track. Because this center has experienced some financial issues, challenges in the last few months, which, you know, whenever that happens, I just take a deep breath and go, it's unfolding perfectly. But what it says to me is that people are a little tight right now. They're a little worried about their finances and where they're going to, what's going to happen next. But here's the thing. You know what's going to happen next? Whatever you make happen next for yourself. And that's about putting your mind in the right place, putting your consciousness in the right place. So I invite you to hold what you are giving today. And if you are an automatic giver, please put your energy over the basket as it comes by. And let's know this together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me, now listen to this, multiplied abundantly. And listen to these words. I've got a roof over my head. I've got a warm place to sleep. Some nights I lie awake counting gifts instead of counting sheep. I've got a heart that can hold love. I've got a mind that can think. There may be times when I lose the light and let my spirits sink, but I can't stay depressed when I remember how I'm blessed. Join us. Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Within a city of strangers, I have a family of friends. No matter what rocks or brambles fill the way, I know my friends will stay until the end. There is a power inside you. It's not a thing you can see, but on the road to this journey's end, this love will set you free through delight and despair. Always bright and always there.
Grateful, grateful, grateful. Grateful for the givingness of life itself, the givingness showing up as love. And so I am this love, and each and every person here is love. These gifts are love, and they are received as love. And so I know that as we leave here, that they are expanded and expounded upon to be acts in service of this great love. For all of this, I give a great big thanks, and I release, letting it go, letting it be, and join me by saying, and so it is.
Grateful, grateful, truly grateful I am. Grateful, grateful, truly blessed and duly grateful. Duly blessed
truly grateful. Thank you. Thor, I wasn't sure now. How are we doing this?
For the first time in 4 years, the announcements are going to be read live by me.
Oh, excellent. Read live. Good.
Good morning. It's Sunday, March 20th, and here are your Global Truth Center announcements. Happy birthday this week to Sheila Rosenthal, Marcy Welland, Rosendo Fernandez, and Lisa Carey. Release any limiting beliefs regarding your prosperity with CPR. Beginning Monday, April 1st through April 30th, Dr. James is offering an amazing 30-day journey of inspiration and transformative audio sessions. Only 15 to 20 minutes each day starting at 7 a.m. Registration is easy and now open on the GTC website. Only $125 for the full 30 days. Only 3 classes remaining. Be sure to sign up for one or all of the individual classes remaining. Create the Life You Want with Dr. James and Reverend Dale on Monday nights, and Creative Freedom on Wednesday nights with Dr. James and Reverend Liza. Global Truth Center is offering a full plate of fun and inspiring activities you don't want to miss out on. On April 1st from 7 to 8 p.m., we will be offering soul immersion on the first Friday of each month at Global Truth Center for our community to gather together for an evening of meditation, music, and sound led by Dr. James. You will not want to miss this. There is a $20 suggested love donation. Backed by popular demand on April 3rd, we will be offering our first Sunday of the month morning breakfast, lovingly prepared by Ann Monahan and her team. Beginning at 9 a.m., come join us for social family gathering. On Sunday, April 3rd at noon, our complimentary healing circle will be offered by our Global Truth Center and Spiritual Center of the Desert practitioners on Zoom and available to all who wish to receive a healing donation. Bring us your heart and we will hold it for you. New classes are beginning the week of April 18th. This will be the last round of classes till next fall, so be sure to sign up. Beginning on Monday, April 18th is our class Putting It Together, Intention, Attention, and Focus, taught by Reverend Dale and Reverend Lori. Beginning on Wednesday, April 20th is The Power of Belief, taught by Reverend Liza and Reverend Eric. Registration for both classes begins this week. Next month, join us for Wine and Wisdom. We will be toasting each other as we dive into a fun evening of discussion and music with Dr. James. This event will be held at the beautiful home of Marilyn Murphy and Scott Gibb. A $20 suggested love donation will be collected at the door. Please save the following dates. Member orientation is May 1st, New Member Sunday is May 15, and GTC Bingo is May 15th. If you missed it last week, you can still participate in our Peace is Possible campaign. In keeping with our GTC 2022 action theme and our commitment to global outreach, we are raising funds for Ukrainian relief efforts. We are the peace we seek. For a donation, you can own a beautiful reproduction of a painting featuring the colors of Ukraine and the national flower of Ukraine, painted by GTC's very own Karen Needle, along with a download of Reverend Karen Mitchell's song, Peace is Possible. Please stop by our table outside to get more information and make your donation. Funds will be distributed to World Central Kitchen, providing fresh meals to Ukrainian families. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Good job, Thor. Woo. You know, I couldn't tell the difference. That was really great. Okay. Oops. Where am I on? There. Okay. I'm going to bring up, what's the first slide you have for me? CPR, yes. So for those of you that don't know, who's ever taken CPR? Okay, so a bunch of you. So for those of you that don't know what it is, I show up at 7 a.m. every morning, even on Sundays when I'm coming here or the desert. I show up at 7 a.m. on Zoom. We all show up together, and there's a directive for the day. And it's a directive that keeps your mind focused on prosperity. And so that goes for 30 days. And it's, as we've learned scientifically, it takes 30 days to create a neural pathway. And that's what we're looking to do. Change the way we think about money, prosperity, success, all of the above. So do join me. It really is a wonderful time. It's great for me, too. I love doing it. And the next one is Anne. Who's going to Anne today? Great. Just want to remind you, 3 o'clock at my house, and everybody has the address that is coming. It will be Tex-Mex. It will be soft drinks. I'm not serving alcohol, knowing everyone is driving to Pasadena after that. So I thought that was irresponsible to put any kind of alcohol out. But when you get to Pasadena, you can have a drink at their bar if you require one. And then the show will start at 6. The show is about 2 hours long with an intermission, and Holland will come out and say hello to you all afterwards. So I'm very, very excited for you to see this. I've seen it 1,000 times. So from the very first time, it was just a table, and Holland sat behind a table and read the whole thing to our acting company, all the way through Broadway, and now to Pasadena. It's been a 12-year journey, because when she first read it, it was right when I had just been diagnosed with cancer. So Kevin and I always remember when this started, this journey. So, and this is the last leg of that journey for Holland. This is her last time doing this. So I'm looking forward to tonight. I'll tell you, the new classes, I've spent the whole year working with the teachers in our classrooms, and they're just amazing. Putting it together, we're using the Science of Mind book and this book called The Intention Experiment by Lynn McTaggart, which is amazing. Reverend Dale is an amazing teacher. She's taught tons of practitioner classes, and Reverend Laurie is exceptional as well. And then the next class, that is taught in Palm Desert on Monday nights, but you can log on Zoom. On Wednesday nights, Reverend Liza Marquez and Reverend Eric Overholzer. I would go just to watch the two of them figure this out. Really. This is the first time they will have taught together. I've taught with both of them. Liza's teaching the class right now with me, and she's amazing. These are two really smart, burgeoning, exceptional minds, and this is the first time they're going to get to do this without my watchful eyes. So you join, be my watchful eyes, and I think you'll have an amazing time. And Karen, would you please come up? So Karen Needle created this painting. Reverend Laurie came up with this whole idea, and Karen Needle created this painting, and I wanted her to show you. Here you go. Oh, go ahead and show them. This is the original painting. Isn't that gorgeous? It's acrylic.
Not digital, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is by hand, right? This is your paintbrushes. Yeah. So do you want to explain what you've done, why you did this? And
Well, I was inspired, like we all are, and it kind of just came through me because this, to me, says peace is possible. It's the colors of the Ukrainian flag. It's the national flower, the sunflower, and butterflies represent freedom. And then I put this on Facebook, and Laurie Savage had the idea to incorporate it with Karen Mitchell's song, Peace is Possible. And she took it and put the words, peace is possible, and it just all came together. And here we are now, raising money for this wonderful humanitarian crisis that's happening, and we can give, and we can be a part of this. And I'm so excited, and I'm actually doing another painting right now that I want to add to this, which you don't know about. Good. And in addition, I've uploaded this to Fine Art America this week. So if you go to my website, which is KarenNeedleGallery.com, and you hit shop, if you are someone that likes to put things on masks or iPhone covers or T-shirts or throw pillows, it's all there for you. They have a base price, but anything in addition, I am donating to World Central Kitchen as well.
That's great. Can I tell you a funny story? So Kevin put our poster in the window. Yes. Oh, bring that up, Sherry, so I can show that. Kevin put our poster in the window, and I did not know he did that. He taped it to the window. And the other day while I was cleaning, and that's how it showed out on the poster. So for every donation you give, you will get one of these to take home. The dogs were going nuts at the window, barking, barking. And I was like, God, I go over to the window, and there was a family out there. And when they saw me, they just started applauding and pointed to the picture. And I was so touched. I was like, Kev, put the other windows in. So when you get to my house today, you'll see this in the window. So let's give it up for Karen Needle. Thank you, Karen. Oh, Karen, take that too. Karen, take that too.
Dr. James?
Thank you. Yes.
Our online viewers can make a donation by clicking on the donate button on our website, and they'll see a donate for Ukrainian relief.
Oh, that's great. Did they hear that, or do I have to say it again?
Nope, I think they heard me.
Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, let's all take a deep breath. Oh, Consciousness on Demand today is Marty Kartalian and Laura Wagner. Marty, where are you going to be? Marty Kartalian will be downstairs in my office, in the counseling room, and Laura Wagner will be here in the meditation room. If you have something that came up today or just something you're working on, feel free to go visit them, and this is our gift to you. They will raise the consciousness in the room, and you'll walk out of there feeling like a cloud. So, take a deep breath. Grateful, grateful. I am so grateful for this day, for the adventure that it is to be alive. I'm grateful to the mind of God that inhabits everyone and everything, and to this beautiful universal energized field that is so harmonious, interconnected, and always moving us to our highest and greatest. And so I know this day, this service concludes with a beautiful reminder to release, unleash, and most importantly, to trust. And so I just get out of the way, knowing this is all perfect. As together we all say, and so it is. So I invite you to stand as Carol takes center, baby. Take us out.
Ooh. There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say that if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, then you gotta let it go. Let it go. And this is what you got to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here as God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit, my Spirit, my arms are open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. Sing it with me now. I release and I let go. Yes, I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open. Yes, I'm only here as God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here as God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. My heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. time.